Now, according to the U.S. Census, there are nearly 215,000 children in Michigan with dyslexia. But with COVID and virtual learning, it may be difficult to determine if your child is simply struggling in school or may be special needs. So I decided to do a little digging when I witnessed firsthand the difficulty families go through to secure the right help. One of the most heart-wrenching times for a parent is when you realize your child is struggling in school.
And it is challenging. I mean, there's been many nights where we've sat at the kitchen table and we've all cried, trying to help her.
For the parents of Caitlin Stogren, who is now 14 and loves basketball and is extremely creative with her artwork, they knew early on something wasn't quite right.
When did you realize that Caitlin had dyslexia?
We had suspicions when she was in kindergarten.
1 in 5 students across America is dyslexic, but many go undiagnosed and struggle through school.
Do you remember struggling with reading?
I just remember always just struggling, but trying to get through it.
For Caitlin, her parents began monitoring her progress, and by 2nd grade, it was confirmed Caitlin was dyslexic.
If you suspect your child has a problem, what can a parent do?
So the first thing we usually recommend is talk to your child's teacher.
Dr. Stephanie Hines is the medical director at the Center for Human Development for Beaumont Children's Hospital. For 25 years, she's been working with dyslexic children, teens, and adults. She tested Caitlin.
Are there classic warning signs that a parent needs to worry about?
Right. Well, starting off in preschool, actually, there are some warning signs.
The biggest one, a history of speech and language delays. Also, slow when learning your name in print, your address, and phone number. Additionally,
learning the names of shapes, colors, and then it gets into letters of the alphabet and numbers.
But for children in districts where families struggle financially, students often fall through the cracks. Getting a medical diagnosis of dyslexia can cost $3,000 out of pocket with no insurance, and Medicaid is usually not accepted for testing.
What can they do?
Here at Beaumont, we do have scholarship monies available, and we do have patient financial assistance.
Medical testing for dyslexia is recommended midway through 2nd grade at 7.5 to 8 years old.
Up until that time, there's still developmental maturation going on.
Dr. Hines says children are behind across America, but what we don't know is if it represents a true learning disability or if it's because of COVID.
Many children are learning in a virtual format. We're seeing what we call the COVID slide.
For Caitlin, who has gotten tremendous academic support in the Utica School District, knowing her diagnosis early made a huge difference.
What have you learned through this journey of yours?
If you just keep pushing through and keep trying your best, there is light at the end of the tunnel and that it will get better.
Brave little girl there right now. I recently saw the governor of California, Gavin Newsom, talking about this children's book he wrote called Ben and Emma's Big Hit. It's about his life growing up dyslexic, loving baseball, and hating reading. He does not read speeches because of his dyslexia. He says he had to fight through it as a child, just like Caitlin in my story you just saw, and how she is doing that right now. Both truly inspirations.